Going on a trip with next generation English. We're gonna learn and dive into this magic land. We're gonna find some friends and learn some words. I want to see what you like. Your favorite food, your favorite team. Come in this journey with me. Next generation. Next generation. Next generation. English for you and me. Don't be scared of what you heard. English is not what you think. If you pay attention, you might just dream. Next generation, I wanna learn with you. You wanna learn with me? Hey, come on, let's work together in this. This project is for all of us who want to win. Next generation. Next generation. Next generation. English for you and me.
For those who don't remember who I am, my name is Eder, and I am here with my best friend Natalia. Keep in mind that together we are going to travel and learn more about our culture and region. We love learning about our Caribbean region. Hello, Natalia. Let the audience know who you are and what else we're gonna do in this program.
Hi everyone, my name is Natalia. I am 16 years old and I live in Puerto Colombia, Atlántico. I am really happy to start this English program with you. In this radio program, we're going to learn about different places and people, and we're going to do it in English. Do you like English, Heather? How about you guys? Do you like English?
Of course, I love English and I'm sure that our listeners love it too. I practice English with my friends and my family every single day. In this program, we are going to have different sections. Atlantic News, Sports, Get to Know Me, Let's Play, Listen Up, Get Ready with Me, Reading Nook, and Backpack. Natalia, please let us know what we are going to talk about in each section.
Well, Heather, first of all, we have Atlantic News, where we will talk about current events in our department. For example, information about the quarantine and important things happening in Atlántico. Then we have Sports, a section dedicated to our most important athletes and the sports we like a lot. We will also have a section for interviews called Get to Know Me. We will talk to some of the most interesting people you can think of.
Wow, we are going to learn a lot about our region, sports, and people with those sections. I can't wait. So far, my favorite section is about sports. Okay, what else do we have for our audience, Natalia?
Next, our most fun section. Let's play. We will play games together and we will have some challenges for you too. It will be so much fun. Listen up is our music section. We will discuss the greatest hits in English of all time. Finally, our beauty section for all you beautiful people. Get ready with me. We will talk about the latest trends in fashion, makeup, hair, and even health.
I'm really excited to listen to those sections. Let me tell you that I love traveling and discovering new things. That's why, in our backpack section, we'll be traveling to different towns from our department. We will take our backpacks and take our imagination to discover more and more about these places. Remember, imagination can take you anywhere.
Yeah, Heather, that sounds cool. I remember that I saw you with many books in your backpack. So let me ask you, do you like reading books and short stories?
You have to be kidding me. Reading is my passion. This is one of my favorite parts of the day.
Well, I think that you're going to love this section, Reading Nook. This is a relaxing section. We will pick a book and we will read it together.
Natalia, that sounds awesome. But I'm sure that our listeners have this question. What is a reading nook?
A reading nook is a place where you can sit and take a breath. It should be a corner, or if you like, it could be an entire room in your home dedicated to your needs and unique personality. Basically, it is your own space to read. Heather, do you have your own reading nook?
Honestly, my favorite spot to read is in my backyard. I have a big tree and I sit under it. It's really fresh. You know, I love nature.
Hey everyone, I'm Natalia. Thanks for listening to this section, Get to Know Me. I am glad that today we're going to start a new topic, My Home. Estoy muy contenta porque hoy vamos a comenzar un nuevo tema, Mi Hogar. Today we'll learn new words and phrases to talk about our homes. So, you're going to get to know our houses. Heather, are you there?
Hi, Natalia. I am here. I'm really happy to start this new topic, my home. Today, we are going to learn practice vocabulary to talk about our homes. I'm sure that all this vocabulary will be really helpful to our listeners. Vamos a aprender mucho vocabulario. Let's do it!
Yeah, that sounds great. Hey, Heather, I think that we need to answer a common question. What is the difference between home and house?
Yeah, it's true that students usually ask this question. I'm going to answer it. In some languages, it's the same word. Well, very simply. A house is a building. It's a physical place where you live. A home is much more than that. It's a place often you associate with family, with feelings, with emotion. It is a sense of belonging. So, the house is just a building. The home is where, you know, is the house and everything else around it. You know, like the emotion and feelings, all of that together.
Oh, I see. A house is a building, and a home is related to our family, feelings, emotions, and sense of belonging. In other words, a house is a very specific type of building, and a home is where we feel that we belong. So that's the difference. Home refers to anywhere a person lives, but a house is a type of building. Una casa is a house in English and hogar is home. Heather, where do you live?
I live in a house with my family. Yo vivo en una casa con mi familia. What about you? Where do you live?
I live in an apartment. Yo vivo en un apartamento. I live in a flat. Flat is another word for apartment. Flat es otra palabra para referirnos a apartamento. So, I live in a flat with my parents. My flat is on the second floor.
On the second floor? What do you mean? ¿Qué quieres decir con esa frase on the second floor?
On the second floor means en el segundo piso. Floor is piso in Spanish.
Okay, thanks for teaching me this new phrase. Now I know that you live in a flat and it is on the second floor. Natalia, could you describe your apartment?
Sure, no problem. When you go in, you can find a hall. On the right, there is a kitchen. Opposite the entrance door, there is a sitting room, and on the left, there is a corridor to the bathrooms and to the bedroom.
Do you have a big or small kitchen? ¿Tienes una cocina grande o pequeña? Could you please describe your kitchen?
The kitchen is small, but it's okay for us. You know, I only live with my parents. La cocina es pequeña, pero está bien para nosotros. Solamente vivo con mis padres. In the kitchen, there is a window. Its curtains are yellow because yellow is my favorite color. There is a stove and a washing machine. Opposite, there is a fridge and a sink. In the middle, there is a white table and 2 white chairs. Oh, there are some covers too, for pots and pans, dishes, and so on.
In my parents' house, we have a big kitchen because it is an old house. En la casa de mis padres tenemos una cocina grande porque es una casa vieja. I love having a big kitchen because I love cooking. In my opinion, it is better to have more space. Please, Natalia, continue describing your apartment.
Next to the kitchen, there is a sitting room and a dining room. On the left, you can see the dining room. There is a glass table and 4 black iron chairs. There is a piece of furniture with glasses, and there are some pictures on the walls. On the right, you can find the sitting room. It has a burgundy sofa and 2 green armchairs. Opposite the sofa is the TV set. I go to sleep in front of the TV after lunch. There are some plants and there is a big window. This room has a lot of light. I love it.
That sounds really comfy. Do your parents have their own room to work? ¿Tienen tus padres su propio cuarto para trabajar?
Yeah, the first room is their office, and sometimes it is my study room. In that room, there isn't a bed. It has 3 bookcases and a lot of books. There is a desk, and there is a personal computer on the desk. There is a printer too. There is a speaker that we use to play music. There are a lot of pictures, family photos, and photos with friends.
I think it is common to see family photos on the walls at any house. Creo que es común ver fotos de familiares en las paredes de cualquier casa. In my house, we have many family photos. We have them in our bedrooms and in the sitting room. I love my parents' photo that is in the sitting room. They look lovely. Natalia, continue describing your apartment, please.
Okay, Heather. Next, on the left, you can find my bedroom. You know that I love yellow, so my bedroom walls are yellow. You know that I love reading, so I have a lot of books on top of some bookshelves. I love playing the guitar too, so I have a Spanish guitar and there is also a computer to take my online classes. What about your bedroom, Heather? Tell us about it.
Sure. Let me tell you a little bit about my bedroom. In my bedroom, there is a double bed and an inbuilt closet, a long mirror, and 2 bedside tables with small lamps. There are no pictures on the wall. It's very simple. I love soccer, so I have some soccer posters on my walls too. Okay, Natalia, could you please continue describing your amazing apartment?
Sure. Opposite my bedroom, there is a bathroom. It doesn't have a window and the walls are brown. I don't like this, so I use orange towels. There is a toilet, a wash basin, and a bathtub, and a mirror. It's okay. What about your bathroom? Is it brown?
No, my bathroom is not brown. The walls are white. I like it that way. My towel is black. There is a toilet, a wash basin, a bathtub, and a small mirror. It is similar to your bathroom. What else can we find in your apartment, Natalia?
Well, at the end of the corridor, you can go upstairs. There is an attic. It's very big and it has a lot of light. There are two single beds for friends. There is a toilet too. There is a computer and music equipment. There are a lot of books and music CDs. I know that now CDs are not that common, but that's my father's collection. My mother put them in the attic.
Well, now I know that I can stay at your apartment for a couple of days. There is room for me.
Sure, I'll invite you to stay with us for a couple days. We can practice English together. Also, in the attic, there is a cupboard for the vacuum cleaner and for my painting equipment. I love painting.
Thanks for that invitation. That's really kind. What can you tell us about your neighborhood? Do you like it?
I love my neighborhood. I have lived here since I was a child. Yo amo mi barrio. He vivido aquí desde que soy una niña. My neighbors are good people. They are kind and friendly. They sometimes make a lot of noise, but that's when they have a celebration or a party. I love my apartment, but it isn't mine. It belongs to my parents. What about your neighbors?
Well, my neighbors are like other relative. They visit us every single day. We talk and spend time together playing and sometimes watching movies. They have been really supportive. They are really great.
That sounds great. Well, I think that's all about my apartment and my neighborhood. I hope you learned new things today. We practiced new words too. Can you mention some of the words that we learned today?
Sure, we learned the difference between house and home. We learned new words to describe a house. For example, apartment or flat, kitchen, dining room, sitting room, bedroom, bathroom, walls, corridor, and office. There were some expressions too. For example, on the second floor.
Wow, I love practicing English. I hope that our listeners practice this vocabulary with their English partners too.
Yeah, it's very important to practice English every day, little by little. Es muy importante practicar inglés todos los días, poco a poco.
Okay, that's it for today's Get to Know Me. See you next time.
Are you in a reading nook? I hope all of you are now in your reading nook because it's time to be really attentive. We are going to start our segment, Reading Nook. Last section, we started reading Moby Dick, and we have an activity to check. Are you ready?
Yes, I am ready. I really liked this book. I answered all the questions, and for sure our listeners have their own answers too. I really want a 5, the highest score.
Well, Natalia, you will get a 5 if you give me the right answers for all the questions. But don't worry about the score because in this space, the most important thing is that you learn.
Okay, Heather, I know that the most important thing is to learn, but believe me, I won't make any mistakes. Let's start.
Let's start with the first question. What happened to Pip in the first whaling trip?
Pip was put on a boat for a whaling trip because there were no other men. He didn't want to do it, but at the end of the trip, he was happy.
Great, Natalia. That's right. Next question. What happened to Pip in the second whaling trip?
On the second trip, he fell into the water while another whale escaped.
Yeah, Natalia. Next question. What happened to Pip in the third whaling trip?
On the third trip, Pip jumped into the sea again when a whale hit the boat. This happened because he's a cook, he's not a whaler. This time, Pip was on the ocean for a long time. Captain Ahab helped him to get out of the ocean.
Yes, it is. If you get to the next question right, you will get a perfect one. Here we go. What did Pete follow Captain Ahab?
He followed Captain Ahab because he helped him get out of the ocean.
Wow, Natalia, you are on fire.
Did I get all the answers right?
Yeah, you got all the answers right. You really pay attention to this chapter of this book called Moby Dick. Okay, today we are going to read a new chapter of this book. Natalia, I'm sure that you and all our listeners are really excited to continue with this adventure.
Sure, Heather. Let me remind our listeners that it is very important to pay close attention to this story. We always have some questions to check if you're following the story.
Don't worry, Natalia. I'm sure that our listeners are going to be really attentive. Go ahead, Natalia.
Chapter 8 Queequeg's Coffin. Some days later, we heard shouts from below. Captain! Captain Ahab! It was Starbuck. He ran to Captain Ahab very fast. Starbuck was a young man. When you saw his black clothes and sad face, you could forget that. What is it? Captain Ahab asked him. The barrels, Captain. There's a problem with some of the barrels. We are losing oil. We have to stop the ship. The men have to change the bad barrels. I'm not going to lose a day's sailing because of some barrels. No, we are not going to stop, answered Captain Ahab. But, Captain, we're losing a lot of oil, Starbuck shouted. The men stopped working and watched. You have to stop. We lose everything. No, we're very near Moby Dick. I can feel it. We have to find him, answered Captain Ahab. Starbuck was afraid. We could see this in his face. But he was very angry too. He didn't leave. But the men, our wives and children, we are here because we want food for our families. The money from the oil is important to us. We have to live. We want to live. Where are you taking us? What are you doing to us? Captain Ahab took out his gun. Oil is not my God. We will not stop, he shouted. Do you understand? Not one man spoke. Nobody moved. We stood and watched. Starbuck slowly turned from the gun and started to walk away. I can't win this fight, he said. You have the gun. Then he turned around and looked at Captain Ahab. He spoke quietly. But be careful, Captain Ahab. Not of me. I'm not the problem. You are. He turned and walked away. Captain Ahab didn't speak. He watched Starbuck go. Then he put his gun down and went to his room. Later that day, Captain Ahab shouted for the men to come to him. Starbuck says we have a problem with some of the barrels, he said. We are going to stop and change them. Take down the sails. Starbuck's face was happy. He didn't speak, but his eyes said, "Thank you." We worked day and night on the barrels. It was very hot below and oil was everywhere. The barrels were very heavy and only the strongest men could move them. Queequeg had to do a lot of this hard, heavy work. After 3 days, we finished. The men were tired and some were sick from the work. Queequeg slept outside that night. He wanted to get away from the hot rooms below, but it was very cold outside. The next morning, Queequeg was very sick. His body was as cold as ice 1 minute and then as hot as fire. He couldn't see, he couldn't speak. I stayed with him. "I'm here," I said. "My dear friend, I won't leave you. You'll get better." After 2 days, Queequeg called the other men to his bed. "Make me a coffin," he said. "I am going to die." "No, you aren't going to die. You can't leave me," I cried. "Yes, my friend, I am going to die. Men, please make my coffin. Do not throw my body into the cold ocean." Then men made Queequeg his coffin. When they finished it, they brought it to him. "Bring my harpoon," he said, "and some food and water." We put his harpoon next to him and brought him food and water. "Put them in my coffee," he said. So we put them in. "Now, put me in the coffin," he said. "No," we shouted. "I want to try it," he said. So we put him inside and closed it. After some minutes he spoke. "It is good. Now I will go to my bed again." He looked at the coffin from his bed. Then he closed his eyes and slept. I sat and cried. I waited. The other men were very sad too. Queequeg was a good man and the best whaler on the ocean. Then one morning, Queequeg sat up. "I cannot die now," he said. "I have to do some things first. I will die later. Now I will go to work." Nobody could understand, but we put his coffin away down with the barrels of oil and went back to work.
Okay, this is all for today's Reading Nook. Thanks, Natalia, for reading this new chapter of this amazing book. Reading books in English it's really important for learning this language, English. When I read a book, I learn new vocabulary and practice my English by discovering new things in each story. Now, it's time to check your understanding. In this new activity of this book, we have some questions that you need to answer. Keep in mind that all these questions are based on the pages that Natalia just read. Are you ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Okay, let's start. Listen to 4 questions and write the answers. Keep in mind that we'll check them in the next Reading Nook session. Here we go. Question number 1. What was the problem? Question number 2. Why didn't Captain Ahab want to stop? Question number 3. What happened to Q-Cap? Question number 4. Did Q-Cap die?
Next time on Reading Nook, we will answer the questions together. Stay tuned to learn more about Moby Dick. Bye!